Hi, Scorpio. Welcome to your reading. I hope you're having an amazing day. We're going to see what messages want to come through for you, what you need to know, look out for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus placements. Private readings are available down below in the description box. If you send any creepy messages, your ass is going to get blocked. Seriously, I'm not in the fucking mood. Leave me the fuck alone. Like, I shouldn't even be saying that, but it's just some people. Ugh. Oh my gosh. Anyways, just don't. Okay. Anywho, let's see what's going on for Scorpio. We have a full moon coming up in your sign on the 1st/2nd of May. We're going to see here what this full moon might be bringing up for you. We have balanced spirituality and practicality with a win-win outcome is forecast. Okay, so we got Pisces energy. We also have Libra energy. We also have surrender to the divine at the bottom. So there's some things that are taking place during this season where you're having to really just like let go and loosen the grip. You are having to get into a practice that calms the mind, allows you to kind of dissect a situation, bringing balance into, your physical body, your mind, your soul, your intuition. But then it's like in your external reality, within your relationships, within your career, and just everything that you have on your plate, everything that you could be juggling at this time. This is about finding the balance, the ebb and the flow. And there are some things you're having to really just like take your hands off the wheel. Surrender to the divine, a time to give rather than take. With you are good enough. We got double Virgo energy. Shout out to anybody with Virgo placements. A lot of beautiful green energy matching the colors today. Time to give rather than take. I feel like this could be saying that you're needing to give a lot more to yourself. You're needing to invest a lot more in, your nourishment, your body, your well-being, your health could be highlighted here. You are good enough. You are needing to remember that during times of change or during times where you may be extremely hard on yourself or you're being a perfectionist here. So super critical of yourself. It's okay to make mistakes. Don't beat yourself up over it. Just learn from it. Surrender to the divine, okay? So Spirit is saying you're needing to surrender to something that may feel out of your control right now. Pisces energy can be very emotional. You could be feeling very intensely, very deeply. Maybe there's an imbalance here, right? Maybe there's something in your life that is kind of off center or not quite aligned. So that's being highlighted because that needs to shift. Show me clearly what's going on for Scorpio. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus placements. We have gotcha coming on out. Okay. Keep your eyes peeled. Make a little muckle. Let's get one more. And the Oak Man. Okay, so there's going to be some kind of surprise or some sort of shakeup, something you can't avoid here, Scorpio. Gotcha is an energy that brings in some turbulence, and it could get ugly or it could get heated. It could get messy. This is something you can't avoid, unfortunately. And of course, as the full moon is in your sign, you're the main character. And I feel like I'm actually seeing in my mind's eye, like some sort of pushing over a tower, like like the Jenga game. I don't know, I just got the image of pushing it over instead of pulling out the blocks, the pieces. I'm actually just seeing someone getting angry and just pushing it. I don't know, or frustrated. Now you might just kind of look at whatever the situation is with more of a humorous approach, or you're kind of like laughing at whatever reality is showing you or whatever you're dealing with, whoever you're dealing with. You're kind of just like laughing at it, or that's like what's recommended. Oakman represents our projections and how we perceive, how we look at things. It is an energy of having to really remain grounded and secure and patient. And like it's an all-knowingness that even during times of surprise, because this is definitely, gotcha is an element of surprise. Oakman brings in this knowing that everything's working out for me. Everything is helping me get to my desire, my dream reality. You know, Oakman really is all about remaining strong and still and observant. So I guess if you can laugh at whatever life brings you, when life brings you lemons, make a lemonade. But yeah, I'm very curious what this gotcha energy is. It is bringing in some sort of turbulence, some sort of surprise, some sort of shakeup or redirection. But like I said, it could be kind of ugly. It could get a little bit messy. So we'll see what that's about. Tobias of the waters at the bottom. This is an energy that brings in healing and nourishment, kind of like that Virgo vibes that we saw, which was give to yourself, right? Time to give rather than take, and you are good enough. So that's kind of tying in with that. Anywho, I kind of want to just see, before we we're going to get into the tarot, but I kind of want to just clarify why gotcha is here and what this may be bringing up for Scorpio. Let's get a deeper understanding. Gotcha for Scorpio. Gotcha moments. You got me, you know? Something you definitely have to surrender to. Why is gotcha here for Scorpio? 3 of Pentacles. Why is gotcha here? 4 of Wands. Tell me about gotcha for Scorpio. 6 of Pentacles. So this is about bringing in balance, as we can see here. 6 of Pentacles is kind of like the mini justice card, in my opinion, especially in this deck. It's like there's a situation here that you, and probably dealing with other people, most likely with this 4 of Wands. This could be within a living situation, a business partnership. This could be somebody here that you work with, or maybe your neighbors with. And oh my God, I got like a couple loose hairs on me. Loose ends maybe you got to clean up, but there's some sort of surprise in regards to a established foundation here, something that you have been developing, growing, working, practicing, building, studying even. And there seems to be, whatever this shakeup is, it is bringing things in alignment, or it's balancing things out. Remember the first card, a win-win outcome is forecast. So this gotcha moment is going to bring things back into alignment somehow, some way, some form. You might be receiving news here. We have the 3 of Wands at the bottom. So something tells me it's not a significant surprise. Like there's some part of you that's expecting this or anticipating this. But let me see. 3 of Wands, 4 of Cups, and the Queen of Pentacles. There is an element of surprise, right? 4 of Cups. It brings in opportunities that we weren't aware of. Like you have assumptions about whatever this is, but there's more to it. There's more depth. There's more that you can gain. There's something positive here that you're gaining, but what is this? Can you tell me a little bit more about gotcha? Maybe that's why it's like mickle and muckle. It brings some sense of relief, or just like, whew, oh my gosh, like, you know, perhaps that's what this is. Perhaps that's what this is. For some, I just split the deck. I saw the Ace of Pentacles. It could be more money. If you've been in a stressful financial situation, or maybe looking for a new job, or if you've been short on work, less hours. Let's see. Why is gotcha here for Scorpio? Page of, oh look, it's the same things from earlier, but it's Page of Wands, 3 of Wands, and the 4 of Cups. So you got good news coming. And I always see Page of Wands as like hope and optimism. It's lighthearted energy. It brings in like relief. There's going to be some huge sigh of relief here. So that's great. That's very positive. So gotcha. This full moon in Scorpio is going to relieve you, or bring a solution to some sort of problem or challenge or sticky situation. Queen of Wands, Magician, 10 of Swords. Yeah, I'm seeing the end of a tough cycle here. It's behind you. So mickle and muckle, that would make sense. So you're like, oh, okay, I'm feeling good. I feel lighter. I feel more jolly. I feel like I can just be present and peaceful, and I appreciate you know, the journey that I took to get me here, like, you know. Yeah, I don't really feel the need to clarify Mickle and Muckle or the Oak Man, to be honest. It just feels more like a groundedness, a secureness, a trusting. Yeah, that's what I get from that. Okay, so I'm going to use a different tarot deck now. Let's use this one. Yeah. Out of all the ones that I have out, I was just like, nah, I'm not feeling those. So use this one. Heaven and Earth. It's blurry. I don't know, y'all. I don't know what the fuck is going on. This shit. You've probably been hearing me complain about this for the last 2 weeks. I don't know what is happening with this camera. I've done absolutely nothing different. Nothing's changed. My setup hasn't changed. The lighting hasn't changed. No updates. Like, Seven of Swords. Who's fucking around with me and my energy? All right. Whatever. It is what it is. Show me clearly what's going on for Scorpio. Page of Swords. What's going on for Scorpio? Eight of Cups in the reverse. Three of Swords. And Judgment, and it is sideways. It's not entirely upright, it's not entirely reversed. Six of Cups, Four of Cups, Seven of Wands, Strength. You do have something coming up about your past here. There's some loose ends that need to be cleaned up. We talked about loose ends a couple minutes ago. Seconds, that's too fast. So you're uncovering new information here. Page of Swords. Information, new way of seeing a situation. You're seeing things from a higher altitude. You're starting to recognize a pattern, or your part to play in a situation. We have Eight of Cups in reverse. So there's something you're returning to, or something that you had struggled to separate yourself from or detach from. Well, it's being brought back up. And it's like, this could be reviving some triggers or some heavy emotions surrounding like pain, loss, rejection, heartbreak, betrayal. There's something here that you're being reminded of, or this full moon in Scorpio, I feel like it's activating something significant, and it is dramatic. Like, this does feel quite dramatic. And so with this Page of Swords, you are having to step forwards with bravery and using more logic rather than emotion. But emotion is definitely being brought up here. We have an Eight of Cups, Six of Cups, Four of Cups. There is like this emotional energy that's being revived. And so Judgment sideways. This is where we have to really use our discernment. There's some changes, but then there's a little bit of habit. Oops, see, and I dropped the card, it's in the reverse. There's a little bit of this push-pull, I feel, from this. Bit of a push-pull. Can you forgive? Can you forgive yourself, someone else? Forgiveness might be something here being brought up. Some things you can't get over, though. Eight of Cups in the reverse and the Three of Swords. There's some things that you're having difficulty forgiving, healing, accepting. This could be bringing up some sort of resentment or anyways, you're going to be getting answers, or you're going to be seeing this entirely differently than how you may be right here, right now, today. At the bottom, we have the Six of Cups. So yes, this is bringing back up the past, throwback, memories. This is nostalgic energy. This is representing your younger self. Maybe children are involved. This could be representing somebody that you have a long history with. And with the Four of Cups, there's like dissatisfied with the way things played out, or you may not fully understand why things played out the way they did, or why you had to experience this heartbreak or this loss or this painful thing here. There's some loose ends, right? You might not be fully seeing or understanding it right now, but right now with the Four of Cups, you're like not pleased. You ain't pleased, and your guard is up. Four of Wands, or sorry, Four of Cups to a Seven of Wands here. You may feel, it's so blurry here. Okay. You may feel extremely on the defense, suspicious, guarded, untrusting, and like you have to wear a bunch of armor, right? We got strength over here. So strength in the Seven of Wands, definitely bringing in like having to remain in your composure and not feeling vulnerable. You don't want to feel vulnerable or weak. So you're really having to stand your ground or put your foot down. You may feel ignored or unnoticed here. Yeah, you might be feeling as if someone's not recognizing you or there's a misunderstanding. Strength and the World. It's very difficult for you to close whatever this door is. Again with the fucking pockets. It's very hard to close this door. But you're doing it. You might be dealing with a Leo. I'm not getting too much else from this. There's something from your past you can't seem to... There's a stubbornness here. There might be a bit of a stubborn energy. You could be feeling like whoever you're dealing with is stubborn. Or you may be the one that's stubborn here. There's like the struggle of accepting something. There's something you're ignoring or tuning out, or you're refusing to accept. Struggling to accept. Let's use this one. Okay. Oh, that's funny. We're gonna look into the Page of Swords. We have the Ace of Swords at the bottom of the stack. Let's see why the Page of Swords is here. There's some sort of like immature understanding to a situation right now. You're not able to fully comprehend it just yet. You're like asking how or why. Let's see this Page of Swords. In Ace of Cups. Okay, so emotions definitely are a big factor here. How you feel will be changing quite significantly. We have a Hangman afterwards. Tell me about the Page of Swords. A relationship is changing. And we got the Six of Cups, but it's in the reverse. Okay, so yeah, a lot of emotions here, a lot of feels. And then we have the Four of Wands, which we saw this earlier with gotcha, right? This foundation that you had been building, investing in, growing. This could be representing you and a lover, or you and a family member, or just like you and someone that are building a life or a future together. Some way, shape, or form. Now remember, there's this relief that we were seeing at the beginning of this reading, so perhaps that's what's being resolved here. So Page of Swords and the Ace of Cups. First of all, observe how you feel. Observe the emotions that are being brought up, emotional state, right? Your nervous system is also under the magnifying glass, so observe how your body is reacting to the circumstance, to the situation, or to the person. Okay, when you do that, Ace of Cups and the Hangman, when you allow yourself to observe the emotions but not attaching with them, because the Hangman is a energy of surrender, observation, detaching, looking at things from a different perspective. It is liberating, it is freeing, it is allowing you to see things for what it is. And so now we have that Six of Cups, that past energy that we're taking a closer look at, we're fine-tuning, and we're seeing like the dust is settling, and we're starting to recognize what it is that we're actually dealing with. When the emotions settle down, we're able to see things a lot more clearly. But yeah, so let's see. Four of Wands, Strength. Here we got Strength again, and the Chariot, and the Fool. Something is beginning here. I'm seeing there's a significant... Look, we got Judgment coming out, double confirmation. There is something here that's going to be shifting quite quickly, and that's another energy with Gotcha. It's like quite a sudden shift that happens fast, okay? Got Aries, Cancer, Leo. Again, Leo's coming through quite strongly, and also Pisces. We had Pisces energy at the beginning of this reading. Eight of Cups in the reverse. Let's see why the Eight of Cups reverse is here for Scorpio. Eight of Cups reverse for Scorpio. Ace of Swords, and it just flipped itself. It's like in the reverse, y'all. It's like 75% reversed. Okay, so clearing up misunderstandings, misconceptions, situation here that you have been stressing about, worrying about, or you're losing sleep over, perhaps. There's something you've been overanalyzing or not trusting. Something doesn't feel right or something's off. Eight of Cups reverse for Scorpio. Lovers could be highlighting you and a romantic interest or some sort of soulmate energy, a decision, a commitment here, but something ain't right. Something feels off, or you're not able to fully see or understand things quite accurately. This is why we're being brought back to a situation to clarify, to resolve, to relieve. I'm seeing that there's a lot of conflict here. Maybe you're dealing with a lot of competition. We have the Five of Wands, the Chariot, the Ten of Cups. Okay, so I mean, it looks like things are progressing in a way, in a direction that leads to like fulfillment, happiness, joy, peace. But my goodness, it's a bumpy ride. Five of Wands to the Chariot. It's that turbulence energy that we were getting from Gotcha at the beginning, right? There's like a level of uncertainty of how are we going to get here? How are we going to have the happy ending? How are we going to make things better? Okay, so Three of Swords. It's uncomfortable. There's a level of discomfort, awkward tension, feeling vulnerable. Painful reminders. I want to say Six of Swords. Three of Swords. Seven of Wands. Okay, so we had that earlier where you're feeling guarded, you're feeling vulnerable, you feel as if you have to like, I'm hearing like lick your own wounds, but not even that. This feels more of like trying to prevent any further damage, or it's like damage control. Okay. Three of Swords. You're like, don't touch me. You're only making it worse. Six of Wands. Oh, you feel exposed, or like you're getting a lot of attention, or you're feeling like people can see through you right now. Four of Pentacles. You're trying to maintain your reputation, or I see like with the Four of Pentacles and the Six of Wands, you're trying to show some sort of control or restraint in a way that doesn't affect like how people perceive you, people's perception of you. You're trying to control the narrative, or like look at this King of Swords. You're trying to be like, I don't give a fuck when Three of Swords bit you in pain, or like you're hurting, but you're like, oh, I'm numb to this. I'm numb. I've become so numb. That song. Okay. Yeah, no, King of Swords, Ten of Pentacles, and the Five of Cups. So there could have been like a disappointment involving like family or somebody that you trust deeply, or, you know, money is involved, a lot of investment, a lot of energy. There's just like heavy energy surrounding disappointment, a financial loss for some. Temporary though. Five of Cups is temporary. But, yeah, so Seven of Wands, Six of Wands, Four of Pentacles. You're really trying to show up in a way unbothered, but clearly there's a level of botheredness here. But you're trying so hard to protect yourself, and you could be a little prideful, right? Six of Wands, Four of Wands. This could definitely bring in some pride, a little bit of ego, protecting yourself, right? At the end of the day, you're trying to protect yourself from furthering the pain or making things worse for yourself. Understandable, right? We human. So why is Judgment out here? Why is Judgment out here? Talk about Judgment for Scorpio. Again, it's like you're paying a lot of attention to how people could be judging you. See, that's why even with Gotcha to Mickle and Muckle, there could be like a chaotic situation that you're dealing with, but you're like laughing at it, and people are like watching you, observing you. That's what I was getting earlier. Judgment. Why is Judgment here for Scorpio? Chariot. 7 of Cups. Ace of Pentacles. You do need to be selective here and use your discernment with a fine-tooth comb, okay? Clearing out whatever blockages, whatever knots, whatever things that could be holding you back or pulling you into old, outdated ways, right? Where we haven't learned our lessons, or we fall back into old versions of ourselves out of habit, out of comfortability. Okay, we're having to really evolve. We have to evolve. And so with the Chariot to the 7 of Cups, first of all, Chariot, overcoming obstacles. You're doing it. You're persevering. Even though 3 of Swords, that shit was painful or uncomfortable or awkward, or you're feeling exposed, or like people can see through you, you know, that sort of thing. You're maneuvering, you're pushing through, you're persevering. You're taking it like a champ. You're doing a really great job. Now, Chariot to the 7 of Cups, this does kind of, at first, it does give an energy of like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just winging it. I'm just seeing what happens, and hopefully it works out, right? Because this is an energy where you're scattered, or you got a lot of moving pieces, but it's like, what are you focusing on? What's the main focus? What's the main goal? Because this is scattered. This is where you're going around from here to there to there to there to there. So having a plan and sticking to it. So discipline. This is moving through, what did we say earlier? Like the dust, right? The dust clouds. The dust is going to settle. But right now, this is moving through the cloudiness, moving through the uncertainty, moving through the unknown. Now, luckily, that fogginess clears from a 7 of Cups to an Ace of Pentacles. So fogginess is clearing and you're making your selection. Ace of Pentacles, this is something probably in the physical world. It could be about money, it could be about your own physical health goals, or some sort of investment, something that might take months or years to really materialize, but you've made your selection, you're clear of what you want for the rest of this year. Like this is about the bigger picture. Okay? So it's something's becoming clear to you. Whereas before it wasn't, or before, you know, your past seemed to be kind of blocking or clouding your vision, or emotions were. 8 of Pentacles, Tower, and Judgment. You're setting yourself free. Maybe something doesn't need any more effort or any more work, or you can like ease off the pressure. It's showing with the 8 of Pentacles and Judgment that your intentions behind your actions are changing, or your consistency is changing, or like the effort that you're putting in or investing into something is shifting, especially with Tower and Judgment. So this is like massive shakeup, massive. 2 of Wands, Knight of Swords. It's a decision that you make on a whim. It's something that just kind of happens overnight, suddenly. I feel like it's that full moon that's bringing in this surprise, or it's like it's surprising to you as well. Maybe you didn't anticipate this from yourself, like you didn't see this coming. Patience. 6 of Cups and the 4 of Cups. Let's see here. What is this about? 6 of Cups, 4 of Cups for Scorpio. The Devil. Attachments, obsessions, and addictions. Chaos. Literally, 5 of Wands at the bottom. Chaos. 5 of Wands. 10 of Wands. All right. Things that have been holding you hostage and slowing you down. This is where you've been blinded. This is where you've turned your back on something and trying to just avoid or ignore it, pretend that it doesn't exist, but it seems to have quite a pull on you. and it's creating disruptions. And you're going back and forth, especially if you have a decision to make. It's like you're being pulled in two different directions. You're like, what do I do? What do I choose? All I can see here though, 10 of Wands, something needs to be released. You're putting in so much effort. And if this is a situation involving like relationships, you're like, there's so much emotional labor going into this because we're clarifying the cups, right? 6 of Cups, 4 of Cups. So much emotional labor. It's exhausting. Whatever this is, it's exhausting and it's draining. You could be pulling all the weight. People aren't pulling their... People ain't... I can't even speak. People, whoever involved in this, aren't seeming to show up in the way that you are. So it's a decision. Do you continue on this path? Is this really in alignment? Are you pushing? Are you forcing? Are you... Let's see here. Let me see the 7 of Wands. Like, is there some kind of manipulative trickster energy, whether it be you, your own damn self, or someone that is keeping you here in this limbo, the world trying to come out? So that is with the 7 of Wands, the 5 of Swords, Strength, double confirmation, and the Page of Cups. You may really need to assert yourself or set a boundary here. Emotions are being brought up because you feel so deeply about this situation or whoever that you're involved with, but there seems to be some lines that were crossed, the World and the 5 of Swords. So there is a loss here. There seems to be a loss, not a victory, but this is a situation. It's interesting. The first card was like win-win, but like clarifying this is like lose-lose. So you have to lose in order to win. This loss is actually a win because this has been taking so much energy, right? I'm seeing like fighting, arguing, resentment, anger, petty behavior, mind games, empty I'm sorries. Sorry without change is what? Story without change is manipulation, control. It's like, it's toxic. Strength and the Page of Cups. I see someone trying to pull at your heartstrings, and this could be a power play or a power dynamic or someone trying to shift the balance between you and the other. Anyway, so 6 of Swords at the bottom saying, keep it moving. Keep it moving. 7 of Pentacles, Queen of Cups. You need to stabilize. Strength in the World. Tell me about strength in the world for Scorpio. 5 of Pentacles, okay? Telling me that there's not much else you can gain from this. What else we have? We have 2 of Wands, King of Pentacles, Queen of Cups is at the bottom, King of Cups, 10 of Pentacles. Okay. There's not a whole lot more you can gain from this. So the only option you have is to choose something that you can actually truly depend on, rely on, something that is actually going to be supportive. What's coming to an end, right? Strength in the World, 5 of Pentacles, the end of suffering, the end of neglect, whether it be you neglecting yourself, your needs not being met, you're being underpaid, you are overextending in situations that are really unbalanced and unfair. So this is what's ending. This is what is having to shift for the better. And ultimately, like, it's your choice, right? You could choose 2 of Wands to stay in this 5 of Pentacles. You could choose to stay out in the cold. You could choose to just be in this situation that's giving you nothing. It's taking from you, right? It's taking your time, your energy, your money, your resources, it's not sustainable. This King of Pentacles, this is the future. King of Pentacles isn't in a 5 of Pentacles state. Maybe in the past, but not anymore. So it's like having to make wise decisions for yourself, especially when it comes to your money, your resources, your investments. Now, at the bottom, Queen of Cups to a King of Cups and a Ten of Pentacles. Oh, and then we have a Ten of Swords. Interesting. So there's this connection here. Here we got your match. Okay. Whoever you're dealing with, whoever is involved here, you guys seem to both feel very deeply and sensitive. But, and again, you might be married, you might be living together, you may have children. This may be someone that you are related to. I'm hearing like there's an obligation here, but whatever that obligation is shifting or ending or changing. Ten of Swords, and then even a Wheel of Fortune, and then even death. Okay, sheesh. Like whatever this obligation is, or this commitment or contract is, like shifting, changing, it's ending, evolving. It's not going to be the same. I can tell you that. There's something that you're at peace with, or you'll be at peace with this. So, let me know how it resonates, Scorpio. Very intense energy. We have that full moon coming up, though. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all that this is the vibes for you this week. But let me know how it resonates in the comments below. Stay grounded, my friend. Take good care of yourself. Love yourself. Be patient and kind to yourself as you're maneuvering through all of this stuff. Okay? I love you. I will see you later. Have a fantastic day. Bye, Scorpio.